Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Reds versus Mets Major League Baseball matchup on Friday, April 5th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pick Dawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for that one-on-one concierge-style service. We offer these products. They're just not available on the website. They're still easy to get. You just got to text the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets like I do, go ahead and text that number. But let's get to it. Reds taking on the Mets. The Reds, had the day off on Thursday, while the Mets, they had a doubleheader against the Tigers after having a couple of days off due to being delayed by the rain. But the Mets really not off to the start to the season that they had hoped for, or that anyone would hope for. And meanwhile, the Reds kind of holding their own. And I got to say, going into Philly and beating the Phillies a couple of games certainly has to boost the confidence. We know that the Reds, not necessarily seen as a contender in most in most instances, but really they are a mid-market to small market team. But historically, every few years, they seem to be able to get it done. They always build through the youth movement. They have to kind of do it pretty quickly, because if they don't, those players are going to want more money and they're not going to be able to afford to keep them, and they'll have to end up starting all over again. But they did take 2 of 3 from the Nationals and then 2 of 3 from the Phillies in Philadelphia to start the season. And Hunter Green gets the ball in this one. He was the Reds starting pitcher in the one game that they lost, going 4.2 innings in that game against the Nats. Hunter Green was seen as, one of the top players when he came up into the majors. He's still young, he's still seen as kind of a guy with a lot of potential. He was a very, very high draft pick. Of course, he's a righty, and, he didn't get bombed in that game, but, 5 hits, and he comes in with a 3.86 ERA. Meanwhile, Jose Quintana, the veteran on the mound here, on the other side of this one for the Mets, comes in with an 0-1 record with a 3.86 ERA. He allowed 6 hits over 4.2 innings of work. So both these pitchers, got hit in their first games. Hunter Green did not take the loss in that game against the Nationals, even though the Reds ended up losing that game. The Reds are hitting the ball pretty consistently, 259 from the right side of the plate, but 278 from the left side of the plate, while the Mets just 157 from the right side and 290 from the left. So, with the Mets hitting, with the Reds hitting lefties here, hitting against the pitcher that they hit considerably better, and with the Mets hitting a righty, considerably worse than what they've been. Meanwhile, it's the Mets starters that have been their undoing. The bullpen has not been bad, and the Reds bullpen actually has been pretty not nearly as good as their starters, with an ERA approaching 6 at 5.91. They played against the Phillies, who are going to be swinging the bats. We know how that kind of works. The Mets are 40-19 straight up against the Reds in the last 59 meetings of these two teams, and just 2-7 the Reds are in Green's last 9 Friday starts. And in Green's last 46 starts for the Reds, they're just 14-32 overall. Like I said, they dropped that other one. But in Quintana's last 14, the Mets are just 4-10 in his last 14 starts. Gotta say, I think the Reds just playing better baseball right now. Getting back home, I'm going to take the Reds, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.